The old house loomed, skeletal against the dying light. Windows, like vacant eyes, stared out from beneath the eaves. Untrimmed ivy clawed at the walls, a living shroud over decaying brick. It stood alone at the end of a gravel path, choked with weeds, a monument to forgotten memories and whispered secrets. This was the place, the source of countless nightmares for the neighbourhood children. The abandoned house on Harbinger Lane. No one dared to go near, not anymore, not since... Well, no one talked about that, not out loud. Not...
Go on then, Lucy, sneered Mark, his voice cracking slightly. What are you waiting for?
Lucy shivered, pulling her jacket tighter against the evening chill. Her breath puffed out in ghostly plumes. Behind her, her friends giggled nervously, their bravado fading with the daylight. He dared her to enter, to prove she wasn't scared, to prove she was braver than the rest. The front door creaked open as if inviting her in. Dust motes danced in the single shaft of light that sliced through the gloom. Taking a deep breath, Lucy stepped across the threshold and into the unknown. The air inside was stale, thick with the smell of decay and something else, something unnameable, but distinctly unpleasant. Cobwebs clung to her face like ghostly fingers. She brushed them away, heart pounding against her ribs. The house seemed to press in on her, the silence broken only by the creaking of the floorboards beneath her feet. Each room she passed was a mirror of the last empty, decaying, shrouded in shadows, and then she saw it. At the end of the hallway, a single door stood ajar. Unlike the others, this one was not rotted or covered in peeling paint. It was dark, heavy oak, and carved with strange symbols that seemed to writhe and shift in the dim light. Drawn by a force she couldn't explain, Lucy approached the door. A chill ran down her spine, raising goosebumps on her arms. The air grew thick, heavy, making it difficult to breathe. Her hand trembled as she reached out to touch the cold, unyielding wood. Section 4, Whispers on the Wind.
A voice barely audible at first drifted from within.
Lucy, come in, Lucy.
It spoke her name, a hushed, sibilant whisper that sent chills down her spine. Lucy froze, her blood turning to ice in her veins.
Lucy, come in, Lucy.
The voice was closer now, stronger, laced with an undercurrent of menace. It seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves, echoing around her, growing louder with each passing second. Fear, cold and primal, coiled in the pit of her stomach. She wanted to run, to flee back into the relative safety of the night. But her feet felt rooted to the spot, as if held fast by an unseen force. The whispering grew louder, more insistent, and with a sickening lurch, Lucy realized it was not just her name she heard. Section 5, Trapped?
The whispers were a chorus now, a cacophony of voices all chanting the same chilling phrase.
Join us, Lucy. Stay with us. Forever.
And as the last word echoed around her, the door swung open, revealing a swirling vortex of darkness. A skeletal hand shot out, its long, bony fingers closing around her wrist in a grip of iron. Lucy screamed, a high-pitched shriek that was swallowed by the darkness. She struggled, but it was no use. The grip tightened, pulling her inexorably forward. The last thing she saw before the darkness consumed her was a single line of graffiti scrawled on the doorframe, barely visible in the gloom. It was a warning, too late for her, but perhaps not for others. It read simply, "Beware the whispering room."